And we are back with yet another episode of the most quotable films of all time. This time starting with the letter C, and everybody unanimously pretty much voted for Caddyshack. Yes. A three comedy in a row. Uh and all like early 80s stuff here.
Should have
Or
had the Caddyshack theme playing in the background.
yes. We'll work on that for the opening. But yeah, a good song too. Kenny Loggins with yet another hit song from a movie. But yeah, this should be good. You want to start us with your number five?
Okay, my number five. Uh, this was probably, I think this was the first time that Knight met Dangerfield.
Oh, this is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
Yeah, I love it when he does the whole eye roll thing as he says it. That's great. Yeah, Dangerfield had some great lines in this movie, man. I could have done a whole top five of just him, but my number five also is Dangerfield, and it's later in the movie, and he's also talking to Ted Knight, and he says,
Oh, this your wife? Oh, a lovely lady. Hey, baby, you're all right. You must have been something before electricity, huh? Okay.
so good. So what's your four?
Uh, yeah, it was Dangerfield again. And this
Okay.
is like the same time period when he's in the restaurant. He
Mhm.
like went ballistic in the restaurant, like one right after the other, one right after the other. But
Yeah.
this one he's at the table and the waitress comes over and he goes,
I'll tell you, this steak still has marks where the jockey was hitting it.
That's good. I actually kind of forgot about that line, but that's a good one. Yeah, he
yeah,
had another one about like fish or something later in the evening. But
yeah,
yeah.
then he did the thing where he farts and then
Oh
he said,
yeah, who stepped on a duck or
yeah,
something?
somebody step
Yeah.
on a duck.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of his lines were improvised. But I could be wrong. But okay, so my number four is Bill Murray. And I was either gonna go with one or the other. It's one of these just random scenes where he's should be working, but he's not.
For this young Cinderella who's come out of nowhere, he's got about 350 yards left. He's going to hit about a 5-iron, I expect, don't you think? He's got a beautiful backswing. Oh, he got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy. Tears in his eyes, I guess, as he lines up this last shot. He's got about 195 yards left, and looks like he's got about an 8-iron. This crowd has gone deadly silent. Cinderella story, out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion.
But the other one that I was thinking about is when he's like he's checking out the older ladies and he's saying all this stuff like bark like a dog for me. So that's an honorable mention, but what's your three?
My three is Chase.
Then philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute. And a donut with no hole is a Danish." He's a funny guy.
That's also my number three. So we have that in common. And I included the na 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 sounds because I was like, oh man, you gotta have that.
No. That you could have done that just by itself.
I know, yeah. But I also love the flute with no holes is not a flute. That's like, what the
And
hell?
then you would think that,
Yeah.
A donut with no hole is a Danish. You could say a donut with no hole is not a donut or something. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great stuff. Okay, so what's your number two?
another Chase to Danny one.
Just relax. Find your center. Picture the shot, Danny. Picture it. Turn off all the sound. Just let it happen. Be the ball. Be the ball, Danny. You're not being the ball, Danny.
Well, it's kind of difficult with you talking like that.
Okay, I'm not talking.
Yeah, that's
There
good.
you go. How can I be the ball if you keep talking to me?
Yeah, that's awesome. I did not have that one, but my number two is one that for sure you're not gonna have because it's one that nobody ever thinks of, but every time I see it, I think it's hilarious. It's when Ted Knight's nephew, he's going up to order something and he goes,
I want a hamburger, no, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog, I want a milkshake, I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing and like it.
I just love that. So what's I don't know, I wonder if we'll have the same number one. We'll
I don't
see.
know.
What do you have?
The last line in the movie.
The last line. Is it
Dangerfield.
Dangerfield?
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
I have that as an honorable mention, but it's not on my list. But yeah, good pick. Definitely. All right, so my number one is Bill Murray again. And it's another one of his speeches, this time talking to someone else while he's holding a pitchfork against his throat.
So I jump ship in Hong Kong, and I make my way over to Tibet, and I get on as a looper at a course over there in Himalayas.
A looper?
A looper. You know, a caddy, a looper. Jack. So I tell them I'm a pro Jack. And who do you think they give me? The Dalai Lama himself. The 12th son of the Lama. The flowing robes, the grace, bald. Striking. So I'm on the first tee with him. I give him the driver. He hauls off and whacks one. Big hitter, the Lama. Long. Into a 10,000-foot crevice right at the base of this glacier. Do you know what the Lama says?
No.
Gunga Galunga. Gunga Gunga La Gunga. So we finish 18, and he's gonna stiff me. And I say, hey, Lama, hey, how about a little something, you know, for the effort, you know? And he says, oh, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Yeah, he's looking for a tip, and he goes,
Yeah.
you're not going to get any money.
Right.
Your deathbed, you'll find whatever you just said.
Yeah. So great.
Total consciousness.
Total consciousness, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me.
I got
So all right, this is gonna be interesting putting together. All right, so
we
I would
only had one in common, and
Yeah.
one that we didn't think we were going to have in common.
exactly, yeah. And that's not even our number ones. So I think your number one probably makes more sense to be number one, a good exclamation mark on the countdown. We'll put Dalai Lama at 2. Then we got our 2s. Oh, and then this is actually kind of easy. Then our number 5 is our shared number 3. So I'll put your Be the Ball at 3, so we don't have 2 Chevys in a row. And the cheeseburger, You'll Have Nothing and Like It at number 4. So yeah, that's good. We got pretty much everybody represented, I think, character-wise for the most part. Who else was there that we didn't get? We got all the main characters anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
And I think I mentioned all my honorable mentions pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of visual gags, of course, the candy bar in the pool.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like when Cindy Morgan is with the Chevy Chase, and
Right.
they're talking about, you know, what they like to do, and she says, "I enjoy skinny skiing, going to bullfights on acid."
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, and yeah, all Chevy's dialogue in that whole thing is pretty good.
Yeah,
And then the song that he sings to her, like when he's giving her a massage and whatnot. Great stuff. Oh, and then of course the whole scene with Chevy and Bill Murray when he hits the golf ball into his place. There's a lot of good stuff there.
oh yeah,
And the gopher. We didn't mention the
I know.
What? Oh, I love the part where he's talking to the Scottish guy, the
Yes,
greenskeeper, and they're getting confused about gopher and golfer because of
golfer,
his
right?
accent.
He goes,
Kill
"It's
all
like,
the
oh,
golfers.
yeah,
Oh, and what about? I thought you were gonna have this when the preacher gets electrocuted because he's cursing on the golf course and having the best game of his life in the
right,
rainstorm. There's a lot of good moments. Classic. But yeah. So I guess now, without further ado, here are the top 5 Caddyshack quotes according to 3 and 4 right now.
Then philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute. And a donut with no hole is a Danish." He's a funny guy.
I want a hamburger, no, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing and like him.
Just relax. Find your center. Picture the shot, Danny. Picture it. Turn off all the sound. Just let it happen. Be the ball. Be the ball, Danny. You're not being the ball, Danny.
Well, it's kind of difficult with you talking like that.
Okay, I'm not talking.
So I jump ship in Hong Kong, and I make my way over to Tibet, and I get on as a looper at a course over there in Himalayas.
A looper?
A looper. You know, a caddy, a looper. Jack. So I tell them I'm a pro Jack. And who do you think they give me? The Dalai Lama himself. The 12th son of the Lama. The flowing robes, the grace, bald. Striking. So I'm on the first tee with him. I give him the driver. He hauls off and whacks one. Big hitter, the Lama. Long. Into a 10,000-foot crevice right at the base of this glacier. Do you know what the Lama says?
No.
Gunga Galunga. Gunga Gunga La Gunga. So we finish 18, and he's gonna stiff me. And I say, "Hey, Lama! Hey, how about a little something, you know, for the effort, you know?" And he says, "Oh, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness." So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
yes.
Yeah. All right, so now we got to go with the letter D.
D.
And so I went back over my list. So most of my picks are still the same.
Of course.
Dead Poets Society, Donnie Brasco, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, and The Departed.
I do it. I knew you were having 2 gangster movies in the
Of course, 2
And I was
gangster
going
movies.
through the list of going, he's gonna pick that one, and he's gonna pick that one.
Nice. I'm an easy read. So what's your 4?
Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid,
Nice.
Doctor Strangelove,
Ah, good one.
Date Night,
Okay, that was good.
The Dream Team.
Oh man, the Dream Team. I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah, A Blast from the Past.
Yeah, that was I can't even remember if I like it or not.
I
But
like
Michael
it.
Keaton was good in it. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Michael Keaton was in it. Doc from
Right. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
right,
Uh
the guy that played Frankenstein and Young Frankenstein.
yes, yes, the
Boyle,
father on Everyone Loves Raymond. I can't think of his name for some
Boyle,
reason.
right? Boyle.
Peter Boyle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He thought he was Jesus the whole movie. That would have a lot of good quotes actually, but unfortunately, since it's your number 4, it's not gonna make it. So we got Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid for sure. Dead Poets Society, a lot of dead stuff. Doctor Strangelove and Donnie Brasco. Yes.
And a write-in for Dream Team.
All right, fine. I'll throw the Dream Team in there. I guarantee you it'll have like 1% of the vote probably, but who knows?
Right now, it could be a lot of our audience is too
Yeah.
young to remember that movie.
Yeah, it could be a dark horse here, so
It
we'll
could
see.
be.
You guys know what to do, either in the comments below or voting on the Johnny Radio poll, and we will see you on the next one.
That's right, because we have another comic movie in a row.
That could be.
Could be.
So, all right, love you.
Love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.